The biggest confirmation, the biggest news that we have ever seen just happened. And I'm tired of censoring myself, so I'm just gonna say it. If you're bearish on Bitcoin right now, you're a butthead. So if you realize just how big the announcements that we got today are, hit that like and subscribe, get signed up with Femex or BITUNIX below if you buy Bitcoin, altcoins, or trade. And without any further ado, let's completely and absolutely dump into just an insane amount of news. Make sure to watch this video to the end because honestly, I'm gonna be spending so much time going over not even just one or two things. There are so many things that happen in just the last few hours and things that are going to be happening by the time you watch this video later today or whenever you're watching it. Just completely mind-blowing stuff. The first thing I want to take a look at is this. At the World Economic Forum, President Donald Trump said he will make the United States the world capital of AI and crypto. And really, you do not want to wait to buy Bitcoin until this strategic reserve is announced. You want to buy it beforehand. And it has never been more clear to me just how set on this actually happening the current administration is. Literally just 48 hours ago, I was getting bombarded with comments saying, Trump tricked you, Ross is not going to be free, there's not going to be a strategic reserve, all of that. And now all of those people have gone completely quiet because one, Ross did get freed, which I think completely shocked a lot of people. But two, Trump is not shying away from Bitcoin and crypto being a priority. All right, let's be honest though. He did not talk about Bitcoin the day that he was inaugurated. And that made a lot of people scared. But does that automatically mean that he's ditching his crypto stance and the current administration's stance on crypto? Not at all. In fact, he quite literally just told the entire world that the US will be the leader in crypto. He told everyone, right? This wasn't just a speech to the American people, it was a speech to the entire planet. And you do not want to wait for Bitcoin to start giga pumping before you buy it. Because right now, we have an opportunity. You see the price of Bitcoin, it's up on the day a little bit, but this, in my opinion, is one thing and one thing only, and it's an amazing opportunity because the writing has never been more clear. The writing on the wall. In my opinion, this is the best opportunity you have. Bitcoin is not moving right now, but it will. And basically, $100,000 per Bitcoin is the beginning. I think that at this point, we're looking ahead. We're quite literally just a couple of days into this pro-crypto administration. Things are looking massive. And that leads me into this. We see that Trump is holding a call today with El Salvador's pro-Bitcoin president, Nayib Bukele. Everyone knows this. Extremely bullish on Bitcoin president. And they're going to be talking today. I believe there's an executive order set to be announced in just a few hours as well. Could it be crypto related? Possibly. Who knows? Another gigantic piece of news that we saw is that Senator Lummis is now the chair of the Senate Banking Subcommittee on Digital Assets. Quite literally the most bullish Bitcoin politician, period, is now the chair of the Senate Banking Subcommittee on Digital Assets. This is not a guarantee that there will be a Bitcoin strategic reserve, but it's about as close of a guarantee as we could get. The chances of a Bitcoin strategic reserve have jumped to about 70%. You can see it was kind of trading very low just the beginning of this month. Actually, you can see how low it was just the beginning of this month, below 40%. And look what's happened since the inauguration. Look what actually happened because I guess Trump didn't mention crypto on day one, right? People started to lose faith. Look at this. Chances on poly market completely jumped again. I don't think people, I think some of you do, but really, man, this, I follow this space every day and this is getting me basically, I couldn't paint a more bullish situation. Out of all the timelines that exist in the multiverse, I genuinely don't think there is a more bullish leaning universe than the one we're heading into right now that we've seen develop in just the last few days. It's a skyrocketing. With Cynthia Lummis about to pass a Bitcoin strategic reserve, they came out with this statement: digital assets are the future, and if the US wants to remain a global leader in financial innovation, Congress needs to urgently pass bipartisan legislation establishing a comprehensive legal framework for digital assets to strengthen the US dollar, not compete with it, to strengthen it. I'm humbled by my colleagues that they've placed their trust in me to the chair of this historic subcommittee, and I look forward to shepherding bipartisan legislation to President Trump's desk this year that secures our financial results. So here's the thing. This is why, I don't know, will we get a Bitcoin strategic reserve in 5 minutes from now? Unlikely, but it doesn't really matter. It's very clear that there are priorities and very likely a very huge, massive, by far, times infinity, the largest push for this ever. Remember, a year ago, the thought of a Bitcoin strategic reserve was complete fantasy. If you would have told anybody in crypto a year ago that there might be a Bitcoin strategic reserve, people would have told you, yeah, I mean, good luck. Are you daydreaming? Are you stop fantasizing? Stop hallucinating. Like, it was basically 0% chance. I mean, now, which keep in mind, these results predicted the presidential winner. Now on Polymarket, it's up to about a 70 or 68, potentially even 69, % chance. Nobody's bullish enough. And every single day that we don't pump, I'm gathering up as much money. I'm trying to make as much money as I can to put straight into Bitcoin. It's honestly funny because I feel like sometimes on social media and on YouTube and stuff, people might lie to their audience and mislead them about things they say. It's so funny. I'm quite literally completely invested in Bitcoin. I'm overexposed, but I don't think it's overexposed because I think that's quite literally the best place I could have my money, right? Everything that I can spare goes into this. And I somehow got even more bullish today, which I quite literally didn't think was possible. You can see this as well. One thing is very clear is that this market is going to completely go banana mode when we actually do get the announcement. And that is exactly what I say. You do not want to wait to buy until then. You want to have a big bag before that because it's gonna go up so crazy. You can see how clearly the market wants to pump. This thing is just is itching for this news. Every time there's even a hint that there might be a hint of an announcement related to the reserve, the market starts pumping. It is not priced in. A strategic reserve is not priced in. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. We see as well, this is something I think is important to highlight. The biggest obstacle for the strategic Bitcoin reserve is not the Fed, Treasury banks, or even Elizabeth Warren. Right now, it's actually Ripple and XRP. They are aggressively lobbying against this reserve by throwing around millions of dollars at politicians trying to derail it. They did the same thing to attack Bitcoin mining under Biden. Obviously, they want to protect their marketing narratives and push for CBDCs built on their platform. So this is just a tweet that I read by Pierre. If this is true, I think it's very important to understand the dynamics of what's happening and why we might see further attacks maybe on this Bitcoin narrative. But I just want to highlight that to maybe give you another perspective and give some awareness about, because again, the battles are not done. Even if a Bitcoin strategic reserve gets approved tomorrow, the battles are not done. And this market has so much higher to go. As well, at Davos earlier, we saw that Morgan Stanley's CEO says banks are working with US regulators on crypto offerings. I mean, I don't know, man, insanely bullish. We see that USDT dominance is forming a descending triangle pattern, which is bearish. If USDT dominance breaks down, Bitcoin and crypto will explode. I've been following USDT dominance for a while as well. And I think it is going to initiate a giga dump rather soon. This is actually a really good tweet as well. If the market is responding like this on a rumor, imagine how it will respond when real things happen. It shows there's huge appetite to bid given the right catalyst. And we see this response here. I wonder how it will respond when countries buy a big Bitcoin bag and there's literally none left on exchanges. That's exactly what a supply shock is. And the supply shock is coming. I don't think it's ever been more clear that that's coming. And to give a little summary of today, what's happened. Bitcoin is above 100K. Ross Ulbricht was reunited with his family. Trump is meeting with president of El Salvador. Trump told globalists the entire world the USA is the world crypto capital. And Senator Lummis was appointed the Senate Banking Subcommittee Digital Assets Chair. Guys, I mean, my goodness, dude. This is the timeline that bulls couldn't even have dreamt of a year ago. This is honestly more bullish than the most bullish scenario a year ago. This is honestly unreal. And the craziest thing is that price does not reflect it right now. But that's the thing, it will reflect it. You don't want to be waiting There will be a point where price reflects it and you'll look back and think, well, of course it pumped. Look at all these completely best case scenario bullish things that have fundamentally happened. Of course it pumped. right? That's what people are going to be looking back and saying. But until it actually starts pumping, this is just such a rare opportunity that, basically your chance to front run this is very close to being over. My fight or flight mode is just kicking in absolute overdrive. And like I said, I'm telling you exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to buy as much Bitcoin as I can as well. So we also see that Bloomberg reports on the market. Bitcoin price is consistently mentioned. Bitcoin is increasingly becoming the world reserve currency. You can see the S&P 500 is flat, NASDAQ slid. But we see that Bitcoin is hovering about 105, while the 10-year, Bitcoin's being covered worldwide, and we've seen it slowly increase year after year after year. And now we have reached, this is why this is so big to me, is because it's very clear that if there was ever signs showing us that this was the inflection point, this is the inflection point. And the craziest thing about it is that that's very easy to say if the price had already started exploding past 140, 150, maybe 160, 200,000, people would be saying, well, duh, like, why don't you tell us beforehand? That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm telling you that this is the inflection point before the price actually starts going crazy. So like I just said, like if I was telling you all of this as Bitcoin was just completely exploding 10, 15, 20% candles every day, you'd be responding to me like, well, of course, why are you telling us this now? You should have told us that first. That's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? That's literally what I'm doing. I'm telling you before it happens. And I'm honestly shocked that it hasn't started pumping even more yet. But I mean, honestly, I honestly want it to not pump just yet because I want to keep buying more. I want to buy as much as I can before it really goes vertical. All of the daily charts for Bitcoin look fantastic. All of the time frames look fantastic, where there's daily, weekly, monthly. DXY, as I love to end my videos, is probably going to be, entering massive dump mode like it did last time Trump took office. The SPX, basically right around new all-time highs today. Dow Jones, NASDAQ. Well, NASDAQ's down a little bit. Dow Jones is up right now too. This is insanely bullish. I basically couldn't be more bullish. What else do you want? Are you telling me that the president of the US just went on TV at the World Economic Forum at Davos and said the US will be the world leader in cryptocurrency and AI? I don't know about AI, honestly. I think China's actually pretty advanced with their AI. But with crypto, yeah. Just imagine when countries start following suit. We've already seen talks of it over the last month of countries interested in maybe starting their own strategic reserves. And the US hasn't yet. But when it does, you're going to be looking at this screen right here, or on a weekly chart. You're going to be looking at this and kicking yourself. You're going to say, it was so obvious. Everything, fundamentally aligned. And it was so obvious. Why didn't I buy in? But hey, I'm sure you're listening to me talk right now, and there's thoughts swirling. I mean, not all of you, actually. Most of you probably understand and have the same viewpoint as me. But there's definitely people that are watching and they're thinking, they're just trying to come up with any reason in their head why actually this isn't bullish. And that's going to be very painful in the long term, in my opinion. I don't think that this is going to be straight up. I don't think that Bitcoin's never going to dump again. I'm not saying that. But if you don't see what's actually happening and how this changes everything, I don't know what to say. It's very clear to me. It's just very bullish. And get signed up with FEMX or BITUNIX if you know what Bitcoin altcoins or trade. Without further ado,